What's up YouTube, this is Go Rose and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time seeing me, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and share this video. Let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be talking about the first time that I've ever been inside a police car. So let's just start off by saying it's kind of a crazy story, but it's not really a crazy story. But I guess I could just start off by saying I had a crazy ex. No, I'm just playing, y'all. But anyway, so this was, I want to say I was I want to say yes, I was a sophomore in high school. And mind you, I'll probably insert a picture of my high school, but my high school, I went to school every day or whatever. This is, I want to say I was about 15, 16, I probably was about 15 because I was learning how to drive. This is a part of the story. So I would go to school, and then my job was literally 3 blocks away from my school. So mind you, my high school is downtown, like it's, well, I was in a high school that was downtown, so it's, you know, main part of the city. It's always busy downtown. There's always traffic. There's always something going on. Like I said, I walked back up to the school around like 5:15, 5:30, and that's like rush hour. So it's really busy downtown during that point. But anyway, I'm walking back up to the school, and I'm like just walking as usual, listening to music or doing whatever I'm doing, and I see this police officer like behind me, and I go to cross the street because the cars had stopped. So I go to cross the street, and this police officer is right next to me. So as I'm walking, you know, you would think the police officer was going to turn left. So when I'm walking, he stops and lets me walk. But as I'm walking, he's like driving as slow as I'm walking, like literally watching me. So I'm like, he stops in the middle of the street. Mind you, the street where he was turning left on is a one-way. So he stopped in the middle of the street, so none of the cars could go. So I continue, I'm like, okay, well, he didn't say nothing, so I continue to walk up the little hill or whatever, because my school, I can literally see my school at this point. And all the cars go by or whatever. And then the police officer started speaking over the intercom, and I forgot what he said. I really honestly don't remember what he said. But I just remember he pulled up to the curb next to me or whatever, and he was like, I don't even remember what he said. I just know that he said that, I know what he said. Okay, so he asked me where I came from, and I was like, I just came from work, and I was going to driver's ed up at the school. And he was like, I think he was like, do you have proof of that or whatever? And I'm like, I mean, I can call my boss. Like, what is it that you need, officer? Like, what is it that you need? So he didn't want to have me call my boss, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, he was like, well, there was somebody that just robbed a bank in the area.
What the fuck that got to do with me?
And you fit the description of the suspect. And I was like, I fit the description of a suspect. I'm like, he's like, and he literally described my outfit. From what I remember, I had on these tan shorts, this white shirt, like a white Vans shirt, and some red Vans or something like that. Basically, like, I wouldn't even say tan khakis, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, he was like, you fit the description of the person. They said they were wearing, you know, tan shorts, white t-shirt, and red shoes, and had on a backpack. I mean, I just came from school. I just went to my job that's down the street, so of course I had a backpack. And I had on, he literally described my outfit. So then I'm like, okay. So then I was like, well, I didn't come from a bank. I just came from work. And he was like, well, don't go anywhere, da da da. So we sitting outside, like we're outside of the police car or whatever. Mind just a whole bunch of traffic going by. And it was crazy. So we're sitting out there, and he was like, well, I'm just gonna call. He got his little radio or whatever you want to call it, walkie-talkie, and he was like, he asked for my name and my ID, so I gave him my ID or whatever. And he was like, I'm just gonna see if you have any warrants or anything, da da da. And I'm like, okay. So mind you, I'm young, like I'm 15, so like in the moment I didn't really think nothing of it because I knew I didn't do anything, but in a way you could say I was like racially profiled. Anyway, so I give him my ID, and he tells the lady, I remember it was a lady, and he gave her my name and stuff and my birth date and asked if I had any warrants, da da da. And it took her a minute to get back to us, but before she got back and responded, he was like, okay, well, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna have you sit in the back of the police vehicle. I'm not gonna cuff you, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, huh? And then at this point, I text my mom, like, I don't know what's going on, but this officer is trying to say at this point, like, I robbed the bank and he's trying to have me sit in this vehicle. So she panicked and like tried to hurry up and get there. But by the time she got there, he had left and let me out of the vehicle, whatever. But anyway, he's like, I'm not gonna cuff you or anything like that. I'm just gonna have you sit in the vehicle and wait until she responds. So I'm like, okay. Again, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I wasn't really thinking or doing nothing. Like, I was always a good kid in high school, innocent, blah, blah, blah. So I get in the police car and I'm sitting there and I'm texting my mom. And she's like, what's going on, da, da, da. And I'm trying to text her back because she's panicking or whatever, and my dad or whatever. So I'm sitting in the car, and then he comes to the door and he's like, oh, she said you don't have any warrants, da, da, da. So I get out. He opened the door and he said, oh, you can get out. I get out, and then he said, just stand still and turn around. Mind you, another police car had pulled up. So I'm like, okay, now it's kind of getting more serious. Like, what is this? Supposedly, from my understanding, somebody else was in the other police car, like somebody, one of the workers from the bank, and they said that I wasn't the person like that did it, luckily. So they basically brought somebody that was there at the bank to identify to see if I was the person who robbed the bank. But then after that, they let me go, and that was pretty much it. I went to driver's ed and then I went home. But that just goes to say, like, how we still have, I don't even know what to say. Like, thinking about it now, like, I was definitely profiled, like racially profiled, as far as obviously my skin color. And what blew my mind, like, just right afterwards, I was like, he literally kind of just described my outfit. Like, he literally described what I had on. He literally described what I had on. He said tan shorts, white shirt, red shoes, and a backpack. And like, I just kept thinking about that over and over and over in my head. I was like, I didn't, like, in the moment, you don't question that kind of stuff, because it's just like, I don't know, I had definitely had to talk with my parents about, you know, what it's like to live in America being a black man, but it was very much like an in the moment thing, and I was young, you know, innocent. Like I said, I was good in school. My job was 3 blocks away from my school, so I would leave school, go to work, and then go take my driver's ed. But it's very, it's crazy to think that if the situation could have either went like it did, or it could have went completely opposite of what it did. And now I just look at it as like, it's hard. I don't even know. As black men, it's very hard to get other people to understand what it's like being racially profiled, what it's like being stereotyped, what it's like being seen as something that you're not. And then in high school, I know I was tall. I wasn't as tall as I am now, but I was tall. I was skinny, probably on 150 pounds. You know, I wasn't like a real built dude or anything like that, like I'm not now. But I was just, you know, a high school sophomore, like just any normal other kid, and I had to get in a police car for something that I didn't even do. I had to get in the police car for something that I didn't even do, something I had no idea about. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and check out my next video here, and not my next video, my previous video. Go ahead and check out my previous video here. Follow me on Instagram, that is down below. Send in video suggestions and things like that. If you guys want to recommend another video, go ahead and send that to my Instagram down below, or just comment it in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. I have gained so many subscribers, and I want to continue to grow and express myself with you guys. I'm still kind of trying to find out where my channel's going towards and where I want to be, and like what I want my channel to be. I'm kind of thinking about making this like a lifestyle channel, and also like a spiritual, as far as like, you know, self-growth and self-worth and things like that. But I appreciate you guys so much. Again, go ahead and like the video, comment, and share it. And you guys will see me again in my next video next week. Until next time, say Boujee, secure the bag, and be looking forward to my next video.